Do you feel like it might be just too late for you to start making art? Think again. Whether you haven't picked up a paintbrush since school or you are just looking for a new way of being creative and wanting to reignite something that you haven't done for a long time, this video is for you. So, my name is Leslie. I'm an artist and an art therapist from the UK, and I wanted to make a video to help people to get back into being creative. I have heard so many people say to me things like, I haven't made any art for a long time. I haven't got a creative bone in my body. I can't even draw a stick figure. But I'd like to do something. I'd like to get creative. I enjoy art, but I just don't know where to start. And the whole point of that is to help you to get started. So one of the reasons why people don't do any creativity maybe after school is that they haven't chosen to pursue it as a career, or that they may have had a hard time in school where they maybe were taught in a certain way that made them feel that they had to do things perfectly. They had to make art in a perfect way, or it wasn't really ideal, it wasn't good enough. And actually this has stopped a lot of people to pursue creativity in a recreational way, not just doing it as a job or a career or being an artist, but doing it for fun. And that makes me quite sad that so many people have maybe missed out on the recreational elements of that. And one of the things that strikes me about art and about creativity and about life really is that you can reinvent yourself at any time. You can try new things. You can have a go at doing art. And if you are getting to your 40s or 50s, especially women who are maybe experiencing hormonal shifts, menopause, perimenopause, then being able to create something can help you to be able to adjust to that period in your life, adjust to that transition, and to be able to really express yourself. A lot of people during midlife, or when they've got challenges in their life, can feel a bit stuck and feel a bit overwhelmed with maybe anxiety or low mood, and they might find it hard to really recognize who they are. So making some art can be a really good way to rediscover who you are and to have some enjoyment in your life. So there's less pressure as we get older to maybe, because you may be not doing it as a career, to be able to produce art that is about expressing yourself, not about making something perfect. So I'd encourage that with you, and encourage the fact that there is some freedom with that. You can really experiment with different materials and have a go with that. We can be building a new identity, a creative sense of self. I think sometimes people have this illusion that one is either logical or creative, and that the creative people can't be very logical and can't be very organized, and the logical people just aren't that creative. But that's nonsense, because these are things that with practice and with more time dedicated and prioritized, you can be both. You can do things in a logical way and a creative way. So that's really quite fun. So in terms of building you considering any barriers in starting kind of making art later in life, I would suggest that let me know if any of these apply to you. That you might feel that fear of judgment. Hang on, why is she making art now? She's never done that all her life. Or fear that the pictures might be looked at and kind of criticised. And actually that's quite a natural thing. Feeling that you maybe don't have the skills, feeling that you might not have the materials, or a lack of time or lack of energy, and maybe not knowing where to start, and not knowing what the purpose of that project would be. And these are completely natural and normal obstacles to be facing, normal doubts that people face. And rather than allow that doubt to stop you from getting involved in some art, I would encourage you to recognize that obstacle and reframe it and work through it and think, well, okay, so I haven't got much time or energy, but I can do just maybe 5 minutes every day or 10 minutes every day, or I'd like to dedicate some more time to this, so I'm going to prioritize my time differently. So how would you get started? To be able to just get started, this is a lot of the problems that people have. If you were to start small, for example, small paper. I have this sketchbook. It's quite a fancy one. It's got a bit of a leather bound, and there's loads of different ones exist. Just like a plain sketchbook here, you've just got a doodle on it. Or you can have larger scale sketchbooks, these ones, and start with a sketchbook. Or even, why wait until you've got a sketchbook? Why not use the back of an envelope, for instance, a piece of scrappy paper, anything that you find, to start drawing and doodling. Think about the subject matter that excites you. Do you take photographs of the things around you? Do you like to do painting and drawing? Would you like to try out something new, like diamond art or crochet, or maybe some clay, maybe some air hardening clay? It's quite a useful thing. Sometimes when people get started with their art making, if they haven't done it for a long time, joining a class or a workshop could be good. I run monthly online workshops that are more about creativity than about technique, so it encourages people to connect together in that creative hangout, to be able to say, oh, I actually really enjoyed making something, like with the group. However, you might want to learn some specific skills, so that's something that you can make a bit of a plan as to what you'd like to do if you wanted to. Something else to do is to set a routine, allocate some time for your creative practice. Now, I've been talking about art, but creativity isn't just about visual arts. It can include drama, it can include music, it can include poetry, and not only that, it can be about thinking outside the box, thinking about problem solving, working out different ideas and working out different solutions. Seeing the world in a different way can help you to connect with that creative mindset. So doing things in different ways is part of being creative, and you can combine words and images together as well. I love doing that. So when we collaborate and connect with each other, then, and if you're deciding to share what you've made with somebody, then that could be a good way to say, actually be accountable to that person, but also share ideas, and to be able to bounce ideas around each other. Think, well, I'd like to maybe take a photograph of a landscape and collage that into my picture, or I'd like to paint something without any sort of pressure to make it look like anything. So, and being able to collaborate with people can help you to do that, because it can remind you that it's okay to express yourself, that there's no rules. So when at the start of the video, I mentioned this being about women in particular, and of course I would love to be encouraging men and everybody to be able to make more art. I'm on a bit of a mission to make the world a more creative place, help people to be able to express themselves more authentically, their true selves, not express what they think that they should be saying or how they think that they should be feeling, but being authentic to themselves. And creativity can allow that, because it can help people to get out the feelings that they have, any like stressful emotions or undesired feelings or feelings of sadness or anxiety or anger, that sometimes people might feel that they're maybe not allowed to express because it might look badly on them. Or maybe they're trying to please other people. That can be held in their art. So making a picture ugly on purpose or messy on purpose can be really liberating for somebody and can really help with someone's mental and emotional well-being. So being able to just get out all of the stuff that's in their mind and in their body, that cathartic expression, so important. And especially for women who are maybe going through menopause or going through some other health challenge that's specific to being female, that can help them to be able to create in a different way. So because of that, it builds confidence, and because of that, when we're expressing ourselves, we can then find the words and find the way to express that to other people and to connect with other people. So you're building that social connection. So if you're getting into your 40s and 50s and thinking, well, actually I'd like to maybe leave a bit of a legacy and leave like let people know how I feel about a particular topic, about maybe women's rights or the environment or whatever it is, then that can be held really importantly in the art or in your poetry. Like I've heard some amazing poetry recently where like really emotive poems, and actually that's left a legacy for that person. So I'm just going to whiz through just a couple of things, like a couple of images in my book. So some of these are very much doodles, which pastels, a whole range of different materials. You might like to have a book like this that you can then just add things to. So being able to do portraits. I can show you some of the techniques about some of these if you like to have more of a technique based thing, or if you're wanting to get started doing something in an embodied way. It gets talked about a lot in art therapy, where rather than drawing something in a diagrammatic way, which is maybe drawing an image of something to look just like that thing, so then the message is that that's the thing and that's what's happening with it. Being embodied is more about the feelings and about the energy of it. So these were some of the things that I have created over time when I've maybe done 5 minutes, 10 minutes here and there, and some images that I've created that have been more embodied of my own personal health experience, which were made in relation to having fibroids here. And this is why it's so important to be able to share this to help other women, because sometimes these are the sorts of things that are maybe considered to be too much to be sharing, too disgusting to be sharing. I can't possibly share a drawing of my uterus, but you can, because this is art, and this is about watching the boundaries and being able to think about like what sort of things that you want to express. So what I did with this is I then developed this into something that was more of a pattern based thing, and it goes on like that. So there's more things there, and so I'd encourage you to get a sketchbook if you haven't already. And so many different people that have started out in life, and in the workshops that I work with, there's like I hear people saying things like, I wouldn't not want this in my life. And before I became an art therapist, I was an art teacher, and during the training for that, everybody, I was told by the tutor, surround yourself with the things in your life that you cannot ever do without. And if art materials is one of those things, then that's a sign that you need to have art in your life. If you can't imagine having your life without, say, gardening, then you must pursue that. You must be pursuing those passions. If you can't imagine a house without any books, then you must be pursuing reading and writing and continuing with that and having that in your life. Same with cooking, or same with socializing, same with your clothes, same with anything like that. So that's pretty much all from me. I've actually never done a live video like this before, so for YouTube, like specifically, so just doing it in one take as well, so it might be a bit blurry and a bit messy, but it's all about expression, and I'm wanting to capture this message across. So just to finish, it's never too late to get started making art. We've got some of my own personal art here, but you can do things on canvas if you want to. Does not matter what your skill level is, getting started is the key, right? And if you would like to share with me, I'm inviting you to share with me any thoughts that you have about this, or any goals that you have about being more creative, any plans that you've got. Like if you've got a certain thing that you'd like to do, if you want to like choose what you're gonna do, it's like, right, well, let me know what your plans are, and let me know if you can tag me in my social media on here or on Instagram to show me some of the pictures that you've made, especially if you're feeling proud that you've got yourself creative, and because I would love you to get involved in some of the things that I do. So if you like this kind of video, like and subscribe it, and I will look forward to making you some more videos about different ways of expressing yourself and being able to express your true self, that's away from any labels, judgments or expectations, where you can feel free and you can feel truly yourself. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for watching. I'm really happy to be here, really happy to see you, and I look forward to seeing you join the next video. Bye.